So at the Tennessee apartment complex, they have a Karen that's been put on leave because she was arguing and getting into it with a sister about going into a swimming pool. Because you know how they are, they feel like they're deputized to do everything, right? They want to run around here like they de facto policemen. They want to know what's your name. They want to see ID. They want to question you your every step and move, right? And I want you to check out this video clip. Now, this sister lives at the apartment complex, but you know, the Karens, they know everybody. They know everybody who lives somewhere. They know everybody who owns something. They just know everybody. But check this out.
Here. 2218. I'm a subleaser. You want to look my name up?
Yeah, but
That's
even
fine.
so, we can't have any guests.
But I live here.
Residents can't have guests.
So how you just gonna let her in and then automatically assume
Because I know.
that I don't live here?
Because I know everybody that lives here.
You don't know everybody that live here because I live here. Just because you ain't met me don't mean that I don't live here. That's very rude of you to just assume that I don't live here. Is there a problem? Is there a reason that you just assume that I don't live here? A black woman doesn't live here, but you can let this white woman in and assume that she lives here. It is about that. Clearly, because you see three young women of color walk up to you, and we say that we're coming to the pool, and you stop us before we even get into the door to speak to anyone.
Then you haven't come in and done your paperwork.
I have done my paperwork. I've been living here since March, paying rent since March. So how are you going to tell me? You stopped me before I even get to the door to speak to anyone.
I said we don't have any.
I don't even want a supervisor or something.
I'm giving you the email right now.
That's fine. I'm glad you're writing it because I can't believe I was racial profiled at my place where I live.
You weren't.
I was, because when a young black woman walks up trying to get in the pool, you tell her residents only, and you don't even know me. So I was.
You weren't.
You just assumed that she didn't live here because of what then?
No,
For what reason did you assume that she didn't live here?
Because clearly we had to call to make an appointment to even walk up here. So clearly we already got the details
You know
of the
there's no
friends coming
guests.
up here.
But that's not the point. We're not talking about them. We're talking about me. How did you know that I didn't live here? How can you tell me that I don't live here? What about me makes you think that I didn't live here?
Because you have not been to the office.
Do I have to come to the office? Why? Why? If my paperwork was done. If y'all gotten y'all rent the whole time I've been here, why do you need to meet at the office? Why do you have to stop me but not stop the other young woman, the young white woman, when she walk in and tell her she can come
here
here?
for 2 years.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care.
Your initial assumption should not have been, oh, residents only. You don't live here.
You should ask, are you a resident? Why did you
said.
ask, are you a resident first?
Which you did not do. Exactly. There's no more explanation needed, ma'am. Sorry that you fucked up the first time.
We just would like the email and we'll talk to the supervisor on our own.
Now, this happened actually in Knoxville, Tennessee. And, you know, these apartment complex, like I say, with this Karen, of course, like I said, she was put on disciplinary leave, you know, while they investigating. But of course, they put out a statement saying they don't tolerate discrimination because she was clearly being, you know, just a racist Karen. Clearly, she was letting white people in. She didn't ask them, hey, you live here? You know, when she pointed that out to her, she really had much to say other than, yeah, I know them. Of course. Or you know them because they're white. You see, this is the things that we deal with in America, ladies and gentlemen. And for me, I don't really see that as a life to be living all the time, these Karens, okay? That's not a life because they understand their privilege. They understand that they can just get away with whatever for now, I would say. And for me, I just need to, you know, socially distance, seriously socially distance. That's why, you know, I am just so livid to a point with this coronavirus situation because you have messed up international travel. You have messed up my peace and tranquility when I go to the continent because I need to listen, every time I go to the continent and I get just thoroughly at peace, a deep process of all these Karens and race soldiers and all the different things that I constantly have to see and endure, then I can come back with renewed strength. But I have to wait a little longer because of a very, very smart president that we have in office. And, you know, I'm just saying smart very sarcastically. That could not listen to science, that could not get people to follow rules, just for a little while, so we all can get back to living our normal lives. And we open up things that we shouldn't have been opening, like bars and nightclubs and beaches. And now we see them numbers with the coronavirus spiking back up, and you seeing the dummies, and I call them dummies, that would deny it is actually going on. When you're seeing people, the hospitals are getting full of people. But, you know, I mean, so you know how we live in a country full of geniuses that just whatever they say, they think is what it is and whatever, right? And people like that is dangerous, and that's why they infect other people. But that's a different video for a different day. But these Karens, as we see them every day, these videos, and listen, like I said, these Karens are doing it to everybody, not just black folks. I get it. But then I was sent another Karen video just last night by a Mzungus woman that's with a black guy. And the Karen actually in this video went harassed a white woman. Actually, not even the brother in this video. But yeah, she forwarded that to me. So I can let you guys see that one eventually, you know, if I have time to get to that Karen video. But it's the same MO. What are you doing here? I don't know you. You know, how are you here? The same old, same old. It's, I don't know. I shake my head at these Karen videos at this point. I know a lot of people like, you know, looking at the Karens and like say, because they're literally ridiculous. And then people that live in other countries just watching. This is America, folks. So some of you want to run over here to America and you want to be here. Do you really want to deal with that? Because in your countries, they're not bothering you like that. I know they're not bothering you. But when you come over here, you come into a different thing here, okay? And you have to understand the history of America. The best of Europe stayed with the king and queen. The worst of Europe came to America. That's why we had a problem. I'll just be honest with you. You know, I mean, you can't get far away from anything's beginning. That's why you have the most racism and all the criminality and all the shootings and all of that. I mean, you just got to trace things to where they come from. In other words, not the best and brightest of Europe came here. Let's call it what it is. Now, I'm not saying a lot of smart people didn't eventually come here, but, you know, it took us to build everything. But the history of this country, right? But this Karen, like I said, hopefully the Karen lose her job. You know, she needs to be, and I think the people need to keep pressure on this apartment complex to make sure this Karen lose her job. Because like I said, they're not very smart. Because as I stated before, you're seeing thousands of videos of these Karens and you become the latest one. Like, how silly and dumb are you? Like, how? Like why? Like I just don't get it. It's like me literally knowing, for instance, I know if I drive down a particular street, there's a cop that's always there. And if you speed, this cop gonna get you. Okay. And I know this, and I know this happened like to 20 people. And then I go ride down that same street speeding. And then that cop pulled me over and give me a ticket. That's to me the equivalent of what y'all do with these Karen videos. Karen after Karen after Karen after Karen after Karen. All this stuff happened and you still go right back and do it. Like I said, that's why I say the high IQ. That's why it's a big running joke for us when these people are saying high IQ. But let me guys leave a comment. Let me think about the situation with this sister and what she did with. Of course, this Karen is utterly racist and she needs to be fired on it because she didn't treat everybody the same. But let's see what happens.